The former president's diagnosis of cancer infecting his prostate adds Joe Biden to the nation's fastest growing health threat group for men.
Prostate cancer is the most common cancer that men face. The why part is difficult because it's so common.
Dr. Scott Webster leads Dallas's Baylor Medical Center's urology department. The small gland, part of the male reproductive network, can become cancerous for unknown reasons. Former Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, England's King Charles, actor Lou Gossett Jr., and now President Biden, all prostate cancer cases. Dr. Webster and others continue to stress simple blood tests for men to detect warning signs.
Prostate cancer screening is specifically done by your primary care doctor initially with a PSA test. It's just a blood test. It gives us information about whether or not there's a risk for prostate cancer. But if you have an elevated PSA, it doesn't mean you have cancer. It just means you need to go through further testing.
And a specific call for testing for black men.
The incidence is pretty similar, but the mortality is higher. So African-American men have a higher chance of dying from prostate cancer than non-African-American men.
That blood test, I took the same test 2 years ago, and it confirmed that I too had prostate cancer, and I'm not alone. A former father-in-law, an uncle, a former colleague at CBS News Texas, and others, they too with the same diagnosis as Mr. Biden. But prostate cancer is common, but surviving it can be as well. In Dallas, Steve Pickett, CBS News Texas.
Some good and personal insight there, Steve. Thank you. The CBS Confirmed team has been tracking cancer misinformation for some time now, and what they found was interesting. They found that sick people searching for information online have a high risk of finding misinformation, and that can influence their treatment decisions and ultimately their health outcome. Research published in the American Cancer Society's journal shows how cancer misinformation often has more reach than medical facts. CBS News spoke to a doctor that says they've studied the rise of cancer misinformation online. She says her research shows up to 40% of cancer-related content on social media contains misinformation.
There's posts saying, oh, if you have erectile dysfunction or bone pain, these could be early warning signs of prostate cancer. Like, no, prostate cancer doesn't have any early warning signs, actually. That's why screening is so important.
Now's a good time to think about where you should get good, reliable health information. Obviously, the best place to start is with a doctor. Beyond that, though, make sure that you're trusting resources that have a good track record of reliability, like the American Cancer Society, like the Mayo Clinic, and other major university health centers.